make this point to you. Super, uh, super common challenge in these arts, which is that the teacher says, "Here's the thing I want you to do. Here's the maybe it's a new thing. Maybe it's just a hey, there's something you've dropped the ball on. I'm going to focus on that." So then the student, sure, absolutely. Let me take a few minutes. Let me take a few months, weeks. Let me get that, and they start to work on it because they're a good student, right? And then they realize, oh, I stopped breathing, or I got the footwork wrong now, or then my shoulders went back up, or then I forgot to close the hand, or something. In other words, I had a few balls in the air, and then as soon as you gave me another, one dropped. And like we know that the most balls anybody's ever juggled is 11. People have this common sense of I can remember 7 numbers. If you give me an eighth number, I'm going to have to lose one of the other numbers. I mean, I'll remember the eighth number if it's important, but I'm going to get rid of one of the others, and I might not even choose which of the others might just be gone. And maybe as you age, it's more like I can remember 3 things. So um, it's a really common problem because as you continue to study, there's more things to learn. Oh, that's great. That's great. Now I want you to do this. Now that you're an intermediate student, here's these 2 more advanced principles, concepts, forms, drills, concepts. I need you to include those every time. It's just an awful lot. And as creatures, we have a very few numbers that we are naturally comfortable expressing. 1, 2, and few. 1 is a very important number because it's the end of 0. Like I have a piece of food is very important information. I have 2, which is very, very important because my mate or my child or even my uh, competition can take 1 and I still have food, right? 3 is really good, but better than 3 is few because it matters less that it's 3, 4, or 5 than that there's a few. Few is important, right? So, at a very base level in the brain, we see this apprehension of 1, 2, and few, and then many. There's not that important a difference in most situations between few and many, and we can't really parse it, right? Because I could say 7 is many salt teaspoons, but not many sugar. Like, it depends on what we're talking about. But all I know is that if it's 10 million, it's many. And if it's 4, it's few. But somewhere in the middle is a dividing between many and few. And it probably depends on the circumstance. And I don't need to know the actual number. I just need to know I have a few or I have many, right? And the other important numbers are 1 and 2. But if your teacher, you keep coming to class and now you're up to 806 discrete lessons and you're supposed to do them all every time you do the form, it's a lot. But one of the things that we do is we take these many things and we interrelate them into a set, which is not 1 and it's not 2 and it's not few, it's 1, right? And that one thing that I hold, as well as this other thing, like maybe the new thing I learned, I'm holding 2 things. One is one discrete individual, indivisible thing, and the other is one set, which is a thing of things that happen together, right? And I found a way to understand these as mutually arising and mutually supportive. And so my kind of handle on them is as a set. I could take them out and break them up and explain them, and I understand them discretely, but my sort of apprehension and application of them is as a set, right? So people will say, well, you seem to be doing all those things you asked us to do, and I'm having trouble not forgetting three things when I add a new thing. Well, I think part of the secret is that somebody that's well practiced at it understands things in sets. So, like for me in my mind, I basically just say, do good Tai Chi, which is like the name of my set. And then within that, there's a whole bunch of things that happen. They support each other. They wouldn't they would feel like they're well lit but missing their shadow. So they wouldn't feel comfortable unless they're all there together. So, like for me, that might include footwork, posture, alignment, structure, breath, and coordination of limbs and mind. For example, like that, if I was going to name the 7 eggs in my set, it doesn't really matter to me which they are, but part of my practice is to sort of knit together those sets so that I really just feel, oh, I'm kind of in a Qigong place. So I kind of have a sense of what my Qigong set is. I have a sense of when I punch, this is a good set for punching, but also I want to do these two other things. So I have a set plus two things. And then over time, your set might become a larger set, but it's still one thing that you're managing. So I'm not managing more things than somebody else because the things include sets. If I break them down, maybe I'm managing more because I'm more experienced at it. That's fair. But that doesn't describe my method of interaction, interrelationship, and management of those things, right? Okay.